Thank you, Karen. I just want to tell you that I do have a shirt like that because I work for Tyler, Karen, Mike, and Elliot. They tell me where to show up, what to do, and I show up and do what they say. They're wonderful. You know what? We just heard from the community leaders. You know, I know they're students for East Lake and all that, but you know, live in a community like this and hearing how, you know, the story they tell you and how they want to make a difference in our community. After we watch this movie, I think it should probably say a lot, you know, that we are very lucky that we live in this community. I have this idea. I saw this movie a long time ago, and we had a brainstorming session. You know, they told me to show up at a coffee shop, and I show up, and then we had a brainstorming session, and we talk about how we can make our community a happier place. Now, to start out with me, 41 years ago, think of this. You wake up one morning, without any warning, and somebody tell you, said, guess what? You're leaving, you're going on a trip, you don't know where you're going. You can't take anything with you, and you can't ask any question. And that's what happened to us 41 years ago. At the last day of the Vietnam War, we got up and we left, you know, for our life. We went for freedom for our life, and we left Vietnam, and we finally settled in America and started our life over again and lost everything. And that wasn't the only time in my life something taken away from me unexpected. And it makes you a better person, and it makes you never lose appreciation of what you have and the things that you have. And you, like one of you said, you know, about hold on to the moment and hold on to the things you have. You know, I've learned that over and over many times. My concept of happiness, as Karen mentioned, I launched Kids Without Borders, an all-volunteer nonprofit organization, international nonprofit organization, about 16 years ago. We run by the power of our volunteers, and through that organization, I have the privilege and a lot of luck that I've seen the other side of what you've seen in the movie today. For example, that rickshaw driver, for example. 3 times a year, I pack my bag, got my backpack, and I travel to Vietnam and work at orphanages. And when I'm there, I saw people like that. I saw people who live with very, very little things. And they are happier than us. And I remember a long time ago when I traveled on this trip, and some of you in this room traveled with me, and we went there and we say, well, guess what? This is our service trip. It's a service mission. It's a charity organization. We go there to help people. And guess what? When we come back, the people who got the most help are ourselves. So my message about having a happy community, being happy of yourself, is if you put somebody else above you, put somebody else first. Just happy that I'm a Rotarian, so our motto is service above self. I don't know, Kiwanis, we have some Kiwanis friends here too, but you know what? And that's what we do. Service above self. We think of others before we think of us. On the small thing, you know, it could be the small thing, it could be a parking spot available and somebody else needs that parking spot more than you. It could be a very small act of kindness. It could be anything. And if you live your life like that, you find a lot of happiness because you stop thinking about, how about me? What do I need? So the reason I have Liam Kaplan today here, his family, you know, our friends of ours for many, many, many years. And Liam and I, we have some things in common. We both came from Vietnam. We both really spend a lot of our time serving others. Liam leading service projects when he was very, very young. How old are you now, Liam? 9. Okay, Liam is 9 years old. When he was in kindergarten, I got a call one day, and Liam's mom saying, well, Liam wants you to come over to the school and talk to his school group about a project. So I came over, and the next thing you know, Liam started a project called Care to Share, where he collected all these items, making all these small care bags for children, for orphans in Vietnam, that none of these kids will ever meet in their life. And so that's not the only thing that he did. A few months ago, he was honored at the Samuel Award for some of the work he did for helping the homeless people. So I want to ask him a few things, on a few questions if he doesn't want to be up here and he didn't want to talk a lot. So, Liam, are you happy?
Yes.
Do you think you have a good life?
Yeah.
Do you have everything that you want or you need?
Yeah.
Wow. It's not Christmas yet, though. And do you think that, what you have and how you live your life and things that you have and things you're able to do are much better than many other people?
Yeah.
Why do you want to help other people?
Because it's fun.
Because it's fun? Yeah. And what do you get out of it, helping other people?
Friends.
Making friends. You want to tell a little bit about the current project that you're doing now? You want me to tell them? So Liam is collecting coats for homeless people. And I just learned, I think so far, and so his drive is still on, he's still collecting them. And so far he's collecting 180 some coats?
Yeah.
How many more you want? A lot more, right? But I have Liam here today because, service start at any age. And you don't have to have something to help other people. It's just your heart, your want, your will to help people in your community. We've heard a lot of, after the screening of the movie, a lot of words like kindness, compassion, helping others and things like that. And if we all do that in our community will be a better place. Every year, I just looked up this morning about a list of the happiest places in the world, the happiest countries in the world. And I think the United States ranked number 13 from the last listing. We were 23 when this movie was made. Okay, ranked number 23rd in the world. Now we're number 13. But you know what? Nobody made a list of communities in the United States, a happy community, and maybe Sammamish can be the top community in the country that full of happy people. So thank you very much.